Good evening and welcome to our February 12th, 2026 board meeting of the Enlarged City School District of Middletown. At this time, we're going to share our disclaimer. Ms. McCord?
This agenda was prepared in advance of tonight's meeting. The final agenda for tonight's meeting is subject to change at the time of the meeting. Any changes will be noted at the time they are made and again after the meeting on the public board minutes, which are available on the district's website.
Mr. Estrada, please.
Esta agenda fue preparada antes de la reunión de esta noche. La agenda final para la reunión de esta noche está sujeta a cambio en el momento de la reunión. Cualquier cambio se anotará en el momento en que se realice y nuevamente después de la reunión en las actas de la Junta Pública que están disponibles en el sitio web del distrito.
Thank
We
you,
would
Mr.
like to remind everyone that translation and interpretation services are available during this meeting. If you need assistance, please let us know and we will be happy to accommodate you.
Nos gustaría recordar a todos que los servicios de traducción y interpretación están disponibles durante esta reunión. Si necesita asistencia, por favor, infórmanos y con gusto le ayudaremos.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. At this time, I'd like to have everyone rise and for the Pledge of Allegiance given by Mrs. Tobiasen. And please remain standing afterwards, thereafter, for moments of silence. Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the United States, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please continue standing. Pastor John, you didn't, okay. No? Okay, so I have one. Moment of silence for a community member and a brotherhood through basketball, Mr. Keon Gill, who has, he had two or I think three kids in the Middletown district. An excellent community member, great guy. Myself and John Williams were teammates of his, and unfortunately he lost his life almost 2 weeks ago. But an unfortunate event in the Bronx, New York. So if you can just give 5 or 10 seconds of moment of silence, please. Thank you. At this moment, I would like, we're going to share the mission statement given by Mr. Perino.
Thank you. We strive to provide fiscally sound education opportunities in a safe environment that continuously supports our diverse student population. We will enable all students to graduate, to reach their full potential, to become lifelong learners, and be competitive, productive members of society. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Perino. Mrs. Moncherie, roll call.
Dr. De Jesus? Present. Mr. Estrada?
Here.
Mr. Moore?
Here.
Mr. Perino?
Here.
Mr. Rhett? Here. Ms. Romero? Ms. Tobiasen? Here. Mr. Freddie Williams?
Here.
Pastor Williams?
Here.
Thank you.
At this moment, I would like to delegate the business duties to Mr. Andrew Moore, and he's going to take it on from here. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice President Fox. Thank you. May I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
So move.
Question,
Okay.
do we need to amend the agenda tonight?
Yes, we do. No, we don't. No, we don't.
No. Just so the public knows, an action item was added before our meeting started, so there was no need to amend the agenda.
Thank you for the clarification.
Thank you, Mr. Bison. May I have a second?
Second.
Who was second? Say second? All right, great. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Spotlight in excellence, we have none today, so we'll move on to we did.
Yes.
No problem. We'll move on to the approval of the regular minutes of January 15th, 2026, as presented.
So move.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. May I have a motion to approve the board workshop minutes of January 29th as presented?
So move.
All right. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. May I have a motion to approve the special meeting minutes of February 5th, 2026 as presented?
So move.
May I have a second? You have a second? Okay. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Motion passes. We move over to action items. There are no administrative personnel action items tonight. Is action item B. May I have a motion to approve instructional personnel memorandum 15B? Numbers 1 through 18 as presented? Have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Yes, Mr. Moore, Trustee Moore. I just have already notified both the acting superintendent and the district clerk. I'll be abstaining from 15B-1. The first employee listed, he is the son of a friend of mine, so out of transparency, I'll abstain for that particular individual, but then vote positively on the rest of the memorandum.
So do you want to just for that item? Yeah, I write it. Okay, no problem. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Obviously, 15B-1 for Mr. Estrada. Motion passes. Action item C, may I have a motion to approve non-instructional personnel memorandum 15C, numbers 1 through 12 as presented? Any discussion?
Yeah, did you say 1 through 12?
Yeah.
Because mine says 1 through 15, or was that changed? Okay, my apologies.
Yeah.
You kind of messed me up, okay. Yeah, so the first one's 1 through 18. Yeah, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. May I have a motion to approve financial memorandum 16D, numbers 1 through 11, as presented?
So move.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. May I have a motion to approve special services memorandum 14E, numbers 1 through 2, as presented?
So move.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. May I have a motion to approve change orders 11F, numbers 1 through 6, as presented?
So move.
You have a second? Any discussion? Bill? Yes, sorry. Bill?
Sure.
Thank you.
So tonight we have 6 different change orders, as noted. The first is for the removal, disposal, and replacement of unsuitable soil. The next is to provide and install 4 D2 light fixtures required to accommodate a reduced clearance situation. The next is to provide and install hangers for the district-purchased PAs, clocks, and speaker combo units. Then we have 1 to provide and install electrical conduit and raceways to accommodate low-voltage wiring and equipment to be installed by the district. The next is to add for change in new HVAC equipment refrigerant as required by the New York State Environmental Protection Agency. And the last one is to provide and install through-wall flashing with solder joints.
Thank you, Mr. Barnett.
Yes.
Any other discussion? Yeah.
Yeah, me?
Yeah.
I just wanted to, because I know Mr. Bartlett mentioned unsuitable soil, and that could mean so many different things, but for this purpose, it's just ground that can't be used for the particular purpose. It has nothing to do with any contaminants or anything like that.
Mr. Perino?
That was the same comment, Mr. Moore. Right. had to do with clay. So, good. And some coal ash, correct? This, yeah.
Minor, small amount, it was traces, but it was the clay that we had to remove and over excavate the space so that we could bring in some suitable material and develop a good base to build on.
Of course, Twin Towers used to be heated by coal
Yes.
many years ago. Yeah, okay.
Sweet, thank you. So we'll take a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Move to action item G. May I have a motion to approve the 2026 certified voting machine operators and table inspectors list for 2026-2027 school year as presented?
So move.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. H. Action item H. May I have a motion to approve the MOA for directors and supervisors as presented? May I have a, oh, sorry.
So move on that.
Oh, sure. Oh, I didn't hear anything, sorry. Second? Second. All right. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. We'll move to action item I, which was just recently. All right. May I have a motion to approve the resolution to appoint a special counsel?
So move.
Okay. There is a, all right, cool. All right, cool. So I have a resolution that I have to present. Whereas the petition has been filed with the Commissioner of Education pursuant to Section 306 of the New York State Educational Law against trustee Edwin Estrada, and whereas the Board of Education is legally required to defend and indemnify Mr. Estrada in this matter pursuant to both the Public Officers Law as well as the Educational Law. Now therefore the Board hereby appoints Capital Region BOCES, Ms. Bethany Citron, the BOCES to represent trustee Estrada in the above referenced proceeding, and further ratifying the intermunicipal agreement between the district and BOCES, which is incorporated by the reference into minutes of this meeting. Any discussion?
Yes.
Mr. Estrada?
Just since this involves me and so the public's aware, I consider this to be a travesty and a waste of taxpayer money, but nevertheless, so be it.
Any other discussion? All in favor? Aye. Aye.
One abstention.
One exception. So 8-1. Any opposed? Well, he is one. One. Motion passes. All right. This section, so I'll read this part, right? I'm good. All right, we're moving to the public participation and opportunity to address the board. The board will designate a portion of this meeting agenda for the public comment for a period up to 40 minutes. Each speaker will be allowed up to 4 minutes. The public is not permitted to discuss topics or matters involving specific individuals. Speakers must sign in prior to speaking. Speakers are not permitted to cede their time to other speakers. A timer will sound when the 30-second remaining to address the board. And this will be, yes, and I have this in disclaimer read in Spanish by Mr. Estrada.
La Junta designará una parte de su agenda de reunión para comentario público por un periodo de hasta 40 minutos. A cada persona se le permitirá hasta 4 minutos. No se permite al público discutir temas y o asuntos que involucren a personas específicas. Las personas deben registrarse, firmar antes de hablar y las personas no pueden ceder su tiempo a otra persona. Sonará un temporizador cuando le queden 30 segundos para dirigirse a la Junta Directiva.
Thank you. Any takers at this time?
Good evening, board members, Mrs. Adoma, and staff. I had the pleasure of meeting with Mrs. Adoma and Mr. Connell yesterday. We discussed the great things that are happening in the district, truly amazing things that have been lost in the shadows of the happenings surrounding the issues of the district since August. It was said at the November 20th board meeting that staff, students, and family have been held hostage. We can clearly see from the legacy videos that have been presented and social media highlights that the faculty, staff, and students have carried on in excellence, with Mrs. Adoma leading side by side with their dedicated staff and faculty. Again, not just one person. Excuse me. I wanted to reference 2 key points required at school boards, as outlined in NYSBA. Support a healthy school district culture for work and learning. For work and learning. Maintain strong ethical standards. The board's response to presented evidence and circumstances raises serious concerns with alignment and commitment to NYSBA's guidelines. These standards exist not to protect wrongdoing, but to uphold the standards set forth by NYSBA. It is for this reason I announced that I'm running for school board in this year's election. I am running to fill these duties responsibly and with no personal agenda. My focus will be restoring and strengthening fiduciary responsibilities, strong ethical standards, and a healthy school district culture for teaching, learning, and working. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mrs. Adoma, members of the Board of Education. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Gregory Bennett. I am a lifelong resident of Middletown. I am a homeowner, I'm a taxpayer, and I am a recently retired member of the faculty and staff after serving 31 years here at Middletown High School as the director of choirs. This evening, I've decided to join the proverbial chorus of voices who have come forward. A number of my colleagues who retired with me, we've been approached, and the proverbial feeling is that it's really not safe to come in and come forward to speak. And that's unfortunate, because as a staff member, as a resident, as a taxpayer, if you work here, if you live here, you should not be fearful to come in and speak, whatever it is that you have as a concern. And if it's a concern, they should want to bring it to all of you so that a concern can be considered. So I understand the letter has been provided to Ms. Moncherry, and it was also emailed and hopefully shared with all of you. So the letter I wish to share with all of you this evening and with the public so that they can hear it. Regarding employees' protections, employees of the Middletown City School District commented or have written letters on instances of overt and subtle retaliation, harassment, and bullying by the superintendent and director of human resources to the board president Romero, vice president Williams, and trustees De Jesus, Estrada, Moore, Perino, Rhett, Tobiason, and Williams. The individuals included in the comments and letters to the board hold senior leadership positions that provide them with the authority and discretion to initiate and influence personnel actions that may adversely affect employees or members of their staff and/or colleagues who have engaged in protected activity, including disclosures of misconduct, submission of FOIL requests, or other forms of protected speech. This letter serves as notification to the board of the distress and concern some of these employees hold. Therefore, the board cannot reasonably claim that they were not aware of these concerns and the potential deficiencies in internal mechanisms intended to safeguard employees from retaliation, harassment, or bullying. To not take timely and appropriate corrective action may subject the district to increased risk of constitutional claims, civil litigation, and/or board oversight investigations. Listed below are measures the board should consider preventing retaliatory conduct against specific employees by the superintendent and director of human resources. Number one, act and investigate reports from employees of alterations to an employee's terms of employment, including but not limited to changes in compensation, duties, appointment, promotion, transfer of assignment, work site, work schedule, performance reviews, benefits, and privileges when an employee engages or participates in a protected activity. Number two, prescribe the engagement in or encourage social or professional isolation of any district employee. Number three, initiate investigations that are conducted impartially, objectively, and without undue influence, interference, or bias that could affect outcome and in reasonably timely manner. The investigator's process should adhere to laws, regulations, and district policies. Number four, ensure to maintain the security, confidentiality, and preservation of documentation related to any investigation, testimonies, and reports. Number five, not approve the abolishment of positions currently occupied by an employee, especially a specific employee, for purposes of reorganization of a department or budgetary reasons. Such actions might be perceived retaliatory since this method has been used to terminate a permanently appointed employee. Number six, prohibited the use of disciplinary action, penalties that are excessive and not aligned with the standard level appropriate to the disciplinary offense. Number seven, provide employees with a schedule of financial penalties for each type of disciplinary offense and use with them consistency. Number eight, prohibit the dissemination of partial, misleading, or inaccurate representation regarding specific employees as a form of retaliation. Number nine, communications to the board must be complete, truthful, and based on verified information and presented to the board in writing. I have one last thing, if you'll allow me. Okay. Number 10, an offer of employment extended to a former district board member who served within the past 5 years should not be approved without prior documentation from the Human Resources Department detailing the total number of applications received, the candidates interviewed, and the resumes meeting the minimum qualifications for the position. This requirement is intended to ensure a fair, transparent, and non-preferential hiring process. And it is signed, a document that we submitted by myself, Linda Bratt, Richard Collins, Christine Giacchi, and Terry Randolph, which are either retired employees or former employees of the school district. And I hope that you'll take all of that into consideration, and the letter should have been supplied to all of you so you can look it over. We're just looking to help you all out and make sure that everybody does feel safe to come and do exactly what I just did this evening. Nobody here should be fearful to come and speak to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. So we can move on to, we did receive a letter that we acknowledged as a board. We'll move on to our superintendent updates. Ms. Adoma? No report at this time. Okay. We'll move over to our Board of Education updates. First up will be our student board member report. Okay.
Good evening. I first want to speak about my Sister's Keeper and Diamonds and Pearls event that took place Wednesday, January 28th. I personally had a lot of fun at the event. I met a lot of amazing people. I enjoyed learning about the nutrition snack alternatives as well as balancing good habits from the bad. The night was filled with wonderful young women who come together as one team. And on top of that, I also want to speak about an event that took place on January 22nd to 23rd. This was held during Regents Week. So on the board here, I first also want to thank the Orange County Youth Bureau, Mr. Bark and Miss Melissa, for training these amazing students and giving them crucial skills and lessons about becoming an ambassador. So Safe School Ambassadors is a program where students are recommended and interviewed. Within these interviews, they are shown to give questions about leadership and giving positive attitude within the community. So here you can see that we had 30 to 40 amazing students who took time out of their Regents Week, their break, and came along and learned about becoming a safe school ambassador as well as being trained. This program is not only displayed through other high schools, but they're also displayed through the middle schools as well. And this program just demonstrates to promote positive school influence and prevents bullying and violence within schools. So yeah. As I said before, when they're interviewed, they're recommended by advisors or staff members. And then after that, when they do check those boxes on their interview, they are accepting this responsibility to uplift those responsibilities and be vigilant within their peers. The training is, in order to be official, is mandatory and completely confidential and runs up to 8 hours for both January 22nd and January 23rd. Overall, this event was very fun. It was collaborative, and I was able to get to know these students just more than a surface level. That was pretty much it. But thank you. I also just want to say thank you to Mr. Bark, Ms. Melissa, and Ms. Acevedo for making this possible. Thank you.
Ms. Patel, thank you so much for that presentation. You're an awesome representation of students here at Middletown High School. Well, now we'll move along to board members as far as, so we'll go back and forth.
Mr. Vice President?
Yes.
I just wanted to remind folks that Mr. Lugo's not here because he's on a field trip.
Yes,
So that way,
Mr. Lugo is with my brother's keeper. They went up to Albany with Mr. Brown and Mr. Ward. And I usually partake in that also, but, you know, we have business to do here. So thank you for that reminder, Mr. Estrada. Now we'll move on to the board members. So we will start with Mr. Rhett.
Community engagement updates.
I feel like a talk show host. Good evening, everyone. Unfortunately, we had some technical difficulties. I had some visuals that I wanted to show, but for the most part, February 20th, we're having our third annual Black History Month fraternity and sororities presentation, otherwise known as the Divine Nine. That'll be here in the Media Center, and we're excited about that. Also, there's a couple other events going on throughout the city, and I just want to say that more than anything else, we want to put children first. You know, despite the highs and lows, the most important thing is I speak personally for myself. I do this job for the children, for the community at large, and for the people that really care about what's going on, which is most important, again, the children. So I don't have nothing else at this time. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rhett. We'll move on to Mr. Perino.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. First of all, I'd like to give a shout out to Tiffany Hall for the presentation of this book, The Knowledge Gap. It's an excellent book, and in this book, the author, who is also an attorney, talks about the reading and talks about learning to read and reading to learn. And she also mentions the detextualization of education. Very good book, and I'll make this available to members of the board if they like. So thank you, Tiffany, on that. Also a shout out to Dr. Connell and Lynette Cellino on the health plan and getting us through this with the new going to the SAGE plan. Chief Slingerland, NJOTC. The 17 graduates, another excellent graduation. The Teaching and Learning Committee, and I'm going to talk about that under committee reports, but I want to, the little time I have left, I want to start speaking about Black History Month. Do we have any of those slides, or do we have any of those, or why don't you just start rolling them and I'll speak? Okay, thank you. You know, I've noticed that all the buildings had material on Black history, and I noticed a couple things. Number one, the integration of Black history material into all subject areas. And Nicole Brookins' principle of twin makes the point, rather than treating this month as a single lesson event, our teachers have worked intentionally to weave Black history and achievement into a meaningful learning experience in every classroom and content area throughout the year. I've also noticed a critical discussion of various authors, various works of authors. The Hill We Climbed, Cage Bird Sing by Maya Angelou, Langston Hughes. In addition, there's been a very close examination of a number of prominent Black history makers in this country. I thought it was just great. And that's been carried over to Twin Towers, to Carter, to Presidential Park, and so on. At the next meeting, and as we've said many times, Black history is not one event. It should go on all year along with other ethnic studies. Don't like to go over my time. I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Perino. Dr. De Jesus.
Good evening. So I am going to go over my time just a little bit because the video that I would like to show is 4 minutes. It's the video that my sister's keeper, my brother's keeper, the National Honor Society, and the Naval Junior ROTC put together for Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. tribute. They did an awesome, phenomenal job, and I would like to share that as some of the work that is being done in this district and with the kids.
I am happy to join with you today in what will go down in history as the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation.
I am happy to join with you today in what will go down in history as the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation.
50 years ago, a great American in whose symbolic shadow we stand today signed the Emancipation Proclamation.
This momentous decree came as a great beacon of light of hope to millions of Negro slaves who had seared in the flames of withering injustice.
It came as a joyous daybreak to end the long night of their captivity.
But 100
years later, the Negro still is not free. There are those who are asking for devotees of civil rights. When will you be satisfied?
We can never be satisfied as long as the Negro is the victim of the unspeakable horrors of police brutality.
We can never be satisfied as long as our children are stripped of their selfhood
and robbed of their dignity by signs stating, "For whites only."
No, we are not satisfied.
And we will not be satisfied until justice rolls down like waters
and righteousness like a mighty stream.
I have a dream.
I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia,
sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood.
I have a dream that one day even the state of Mississippi,
a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression,
be it transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice.
Because I have a dream.
I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation
where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
I have a dream that one day down in Alabama, with his vicious racists, with his governor having his lips dripping with the words of interposition and nullification.
One day, right down in Alabama, little black boys and little black girls
will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers.
I have a dream today.
I have a dream that one day...
I have a dream that one day every valley shall be exalted, every hill and mountain shall be made low.
The rough places will be made plain, and the crooked places will be made straight.
And the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together.
This is our hope.
This is the faith I go back to the South with.
With this faith, we are able to hew out of the mountain of despair a stone of hope.
With this faith, we will all be able to transfer the jangling discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood.
With this faith, we will be able to work together,
to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom together.
knowing that we will be free one day.
This will be the day.
This will be the day when all of God's children will be able to sing with the new meaning.
My country, 'tis of thee.
My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty. Of thee I sing.
Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride.
From every mountainside, let freedom ring.
And if America is to be a great nation, this must become truth.
So let freedom ring
From the prodigious hilltops of New Hampshire, let freedom ring from the mighty mountains of New York.
Let freedom ring from the heightening Alleghenies of Pennsylvania.
Let freedom ring from the snow-capped Rockies of Colorado.
Let freedom ring from the curvaceous slopes of California.
But not only that,
let freedom ring from the Stone Mountain of Georgia.
Let freedom ring from Lookout Mountain of Tennessee.
Let freedom ring from every hill and molehill of Mississippi. From every mountainside, let freedom ring.
Let freedom ring, and when this happens,
When we allow freedom ring,
We let it ring from every village and every hamlet.
From every state and every city.
We will be able to speed up that day.
When all of God's children, black men and white men,
Jews, Gentiles, Protestants, and Catholics
We'll be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual.
free at last,
free at last.
free at last.
free at last.
Thank God Almighty.
Thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
And as Trustee Red said, it's about the children. So this collaborative effort between my sister's keeper, my brother's keeper, the National Honor Society, and the Naval Junior ROTC, phenomenal job to come together and put this video together. Update on my sister's keeper program. On January 28th, I had the privilege and honor to attend their gathering, and just hold that one there. And I was able to teach on the topic of mental health and peer pressure and the difference between choices and chances. And so my Sister Keeper program, the women that were there, they learned that peer pressure comes in 4 different ways. It could be direct, indirect, positive, or negative. And there were about 60 women that were in attendance, and then afterwards, they were able to fellowship with Diamonds and Pearl, and that was an awesome turnout as well. And there are some of the pictures there from the January 28th training. On February, that's another picture as well for those that were in attendance. On February 28th, the My Sister's Keeper will be having a celebration for Black History Month, and their motto, in the words of Maya Angelou, you may shoot me with your words, you may cut me with your eyes, you may kill me with your hatefulness, but still, like air, yet I rise. The women in the My Sister's Keeper program is also working on vision boards. And I want to share a testimony from one of the young women that spoke at the last My Sister's Keeper program. And she said she wants to thank Tiffany Rhett for extending the My Sister's Keeper program to her. She shared that that program has changed her life, that before she started My Sister's Keeper, that she always was in fights, she was cutting classes, she had no desire to attend school. And since she's been in that program, she said she cried and she hugged Tiffany Redd, and she said, I've turned my life around, and I'm grateful and thankful for the invitation that you gave me to join this program. It is a true sisterhood. So that is a testimony that I think we can all clap for that.
Hey, sure.
And moving on to Maple Hill. At Maple Hill, one of the 15-1 classroom students made a poster for Black History Month. And also, in the words of Nelson Mandela, education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world. And so this is some of their art, and it speaks, again, volumes to the work that is being done with our children in the schools. And so I salute the kids in all of the schools and everything that they're doing. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Doctor. Appreciate you.
Great job.
And that the video exemplifies our culture here in Middletown. That was an excellent video, Ms. Patel. I didn't know you were you have a lot of layers to yourself. That was awesome. But yeah, and thank you for your engagement with our young scholars, Doctor with the MSK and Diamonds and Pearls. And thank you. It's awesome. We have a lot of great things going on in Middletown. So that video exemplifies that. Now we're moving on to Ms. Tobiasen.
Thank you for the opportunity. I have nothing to report at this time.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And we're going to go back over here. We are going to Mr. Ed Estrada.
All good.
Okay. And now we're going to go to Mr. John Williams.
Say it again.
You've been all around.
I don't have much to say.
Okay.
I don't have much to say tonight. We're celebrating Black History Month, and it's important. I appreciate all of the things that's going on throughout the district. There's so many different programs going on in each of the buildings and presentations going on in the buildings. And it's very apropos that in this particular season that we're really pushing to make sure that we recognize Black history. But I want everyone to understand Black history cannot be relegated to just 1 month, to 28 days. And we see so many of the pictures of those that we know so well, and we should see them. But there are many African Americans that are entrenched in the history of the United States that you might never heard their names. And so what my encouragement is to everybody that's here and everybody that will listen is that we learn to dig a little bit deeper. African American history has affected almost every area when it comes to medicine, science, education, all of the different things that's going on. It's affected every area of our lives and our society. And so I'm appreciative. Mr. Perino mentioned a little bit earlier about how Black history is entrenched within our programs, but even more so than that, not just Black history, but the cultural responsive framework that is presented by New York State Education Department. It's entrenched with every aspect of our learning in schools throughout New York. And so we've got to stay diligent. We're in a time, in a season when not trying to be controversial, but they're trying to erase us, and I'm here to say we're not going to be erased. Our history is too strong, and this board, I want to say this to this board, regardless of any disagreements that we have. I'm proud of this board. This board represents something that has never been in this region or in this area. I have the proud privilege of being the area director for NYSBA, but this board represents a diverse population, and with that, I respect that. That's something that I strove and fought for from the moment that I stepped onto this board. And I'm grateful to be able to look around this table and to see all of us that sit here at this table and what we represent from different walks of life, from different places, from different experiences. We represent what life really is. This is a showing, a small capsulation of the showing of really what society is about. And so I want to encourage us that as we move forward, that we keep our eyes on the prize. It's been said already, and I don't want to belabor it, but it's the truth. This is all about our kids. It's all about our children. And at the end of the day, it's what we display. It's how we carry ourselves. It's the integrity, the character that we carry ourselves in, even in our dealings with one another, that these kids see. And I want to make sure that we represent who we are, who we are in the proper way. So congratulations to each and every one of you for your dedication and your commitment to being stellar individuals in this community. We make the Black community proud, but not only that, we make the entire community as a whole proud by stepping into these seats. So I applaud each and every one of you that's sitting at this table and those within our district as well. Thank you. That's all.
Thank you, Pastor. Appreciate you. Mr. Andrew Moore.
Thank you. I have a couple of things. First, I want to give a huge shout out to the entire presidential staff. I actually had an opportunity to attend my son's sneaker ball the other day. I believe it was last Friday. And it's just the transition from how they had the younger kids to the older kids, you know, from different gyms. And the entire evening was just fun. They had an ecstatic time. And I was just sitting back, you know, just tired as ever come from the city, but being able to witness such joy and the well put together experience for them the other day was pretty exciting. Also, too, today is actually a historical day. Today's February 12th, and many may not be aware, but I'll, just want to share this. 117 years ago, the NAACP was founded in 1909. It's the National Association of Advanced Colored People, and it was founded in New York City. His organization was still the oldest and one of the largest civil rights organizations in the United States. It was created in response to the 1908 Silver Spring, Illinois race riots that was aimed to combat racial prejudices and also civil rights for African Americans. And that it was founded by Black leaders such as W.D. Du Bois and Mary Churchill Terrell, amongst other progressive supporters. Also, today, Joseph Spears became the first Black member of the New York Stock Exchange, February 12, 1970, which significantly broke the color barrier in finance. And I just wanted to just wrap that up and just give a little bit of a history lesson for those out there on this historical day today. And also today is Abraham Lincoln's birthday as well. That's pretty much it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Moore.
All right.
Somebody have something? Okay. So, I'm going to reflect back to the phrase I said last month on, we actually had a meeting on Martin Luther King's birthday, and the phrase is, it's always the right time to do the right thing. And that just stuck with me. I mean, when I first seen it or heard it when I was younger, even before I was a teen, I kind of started, doing my Black studies, and, when I'm 1 through 8 or 9, I'm just outside running around, and I did my own, Black studies. The school I went to wasn't too in tune with that, and that phrase has stuck with me for a very long time. So, with that being said, the chaos or monotony that anybody goes through, I mean, through families, through communities, through boards of education, we all have to hone that. It's always the right time to do the right thing. And witnessing and being involved in the district this year, seeing the camaraderie and the, for instance, Superintendent Adoma and Norval, Dr. Norval and Jillian Crawford going into central office and kind of seeing you guys congregate and put your heads together, and Mr. Bartlett as well. I gave you guys a shout last time about the water main mishap at the high school. This past week we had something at Twin Towers, and these situations are rectified, without any bias, without any too much thought. You guys are just acting, right? Because it's always the right time to do the right thing, right? There's no second guessing. And, I just want to, salute all you guys, the whole cabinet, all admins, the staff, and the scholars. You can't forget about the scholars acting accordingly. This high school alone holds almost 3,000 kids. And, a salute to Mr. Donahue, Kate Sheedy, and like I said, all instructional leaders, admins, I mean, from buildings and grounds to, everybody. Just, it's been a really good school year, and I really appreciate all of you, and I just had to, give you guys your flowers, because you always don't get them, but you guys definitely deserve them. So that's what I have tonight. So thank you for that. Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to move on towards committee reports, and Mr. Perino, we have you up for the Teaching and Learning, Facilities, Safety, Security, and Health Committee updates.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Moore. I think what I'll do is concentrate this evening on a Teaching and Learning Committee because of the time factor. Excellent committee meeting. The folks on this committee, I believe, represent very, very fine instructors in this district and administrators. Camille chaired the committee. We had Tiffany Hall, Terry McKiernan, Fred Merritt, Robin Poole, and Barbara Recchio on the committee. And we're making good progress in academics. One of our goals is to monitor academic achievement in this district, and we could do far worse than having this group in to go over some of the progress we're making. Example, and first let me back up a minute. What I've seen is that more than ever, we are data-driven in this district. If something's not working, we try something else. Let me go over a couple of specifics. At the high school, Robin Poole gave a report on what's happening in the subject areas that she's responsible for. And one of the items is that the achievement has most definitely increased. The number of students who are above 64% has markedly increased in most of the subject areas. For example, English 9 through 11, grades 9 through 11, below 64, 24-25 was 26%. 25-26, marking period 1, 19%. Algebra 2, 24-25, 23%, 25-26, 18%. So I could go on and on, but this is a trend in this building. I also want to say Ms. Poole seems to be taking advantage of the latest technology. For example, purchasing whiteboard tables. Now, I wasn't familiar with whiteboard tables, but these are tables where students can actually write on and work collaboratively with each other, take notes, and in general, cooperate. So this has a number of advantages I believe it increases the desire to learn and increases learning. That's been shown in these statistics. Continuing on here for a moment, and I'm just hitting the highlights. Middle school mathematics, again, driven by data. In each unit, there's an assessment of the students, what happened in the previous units, and this continues into the current unit. In other words, if a student is not prepared to go on to a more advanced unit, there is a type of remedial work to get the student up to that level of achievement. So I thought that was good. One of the things being used in middle school is and I wasn't aware of this, bean stack. And I'm sure Mr. Rep, being a consultant, eminent consultant, knows all about bean stack. Do you want to take that, Fred? Okay. All right. And this is my understanding of it. It's a digital experience, bean stack, where students can monitor their own progress, get involved in reading, and get involved in more advanced reading as time goes on. According to Fred, it promotes daily reading habits. It, quote, provides a valuable insight into scholars' reading behaviors. And I believe you did mention that before, Fred, at an earlier meeting. Or Kurt, I'm sorry. So that's one thing. Mathematics, reading, we've tried different reading programs, and we're assessing reading programs. It used to be where the district bought a tremendous amount of reading materials, and then often than not, these materials were not used and were discarded, quote, before their time. Not today. We assess the reading materials. We have pilot programs on the reading materials, and which is good. So I give a lot of credit to this committee. Elementary, the same thing. Barbara Recchio gave a good report. A very, very excellent committee meeting. The time was well spent. And we're here, as Mr. Rep mentioned, we're here for the kids. There's no doubt about that. And anything we do should be geared to improving academics and fulfilling our mission statement, which is to get students ready for career and job opportunities. We're not doing that. We might disagree on some things, but we should not be here. And I believe we're doing this on this board. I believe our staff members, we have an excellent staff in this district. I've seen programs over and over again. I can't fault any member of the staff in this district. Are some more proficient? Of course. Some doctors are more proficient than others. Some lawyers are more proficient than others. But we have, believe me, we have a top-notch group in our Middletown School District. So good job, Camille, on chairing that committee, and I want to thank you. Okay, I'll stop now. I'll go on with the others next week. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Perino. We'll move on to any updates from conferences, professional learning, or educational matters? No? All right, we'll move on to our student board rep. Oh, sorry, Mr. Bison.
Yes, sorry. We had to move the audit committee.
Mike.
We had to move the audit committee meeting. It will now be on Monday, February 23rd at 4:30 at the board office.
Thank you.
That was another mix-up of mine, so I guess I better get back in the groove.
Thank you. Dr. DeJesus.
And the DEI committee is meeting on February 26th at the Thrall Library.
Mr. Rett.
Don't let that get to you, Frank.
Yeah, our policy meeting, we had something that we had tabled for this particular agenda, but we're going to put it off. It pertains to the public participation. It's some of the wording that we're not comfortable with, so at this point, we're just going to go back to the lab and just kind of talk it over a little bit more and be able to present something a little better for you guys. I'm going to be talking with the team and how we can put out a better product. Again, I'll be meeting with Ms. Montry, and we'll be setting up a date so that we can reconvene and be able to bring something forth to you guys before the next school board meeting. I just wanted to piggyback a little bit on what Mr. Perino was saying. That was a great presentation, by the way, and thanks for bringing us up to speed for what you're seeing in some of these school buildings. But to the point of when you was talking about reading and how, it's so essential that when we differentiate the instruction that, now these kids, they're not stuck at one level and that they can continue to grow, based on their reading levels and then those children that are struggling, they can get more direct attention. The other thing too is, it's the scaffolding, it's the building, of this staircase of complexity from grade to grade that will continue to help children to be confident learners and be able to build on their experiences from grade to grade. Pretty much what you was talking about in literacy as well as mathematics. So again, great presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Rett. We move over to our student rep, Mr. Ford. Thank you.
Upcoming dates and reminders from February 16th through the 18th. There will be no school due to President's Day and Lunar New Year. So whoever is celebrating, I hope you have a great New Year.
Tuesday and Wednesday.
February 20th, there will be middle school winter dances from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. It will be held in Monhagen and Twin Towers Middle Schools. February 24th, 2026, there will be an all-district band concert starting at 6:30 p.m. and will be held at Middletown High School. February 25th, 2026, there will be an all-district orchestra concert held at 6:30 p.m. and as well in Middletown High School. February 26th, 2026, all-district chorus concert at 6:30 p.m. at Middletown High School. February 27th, 2026, there will be a Black History Month assembly at Twin Towers and Monhagen Middle School. February 28th, 2026, there will be an Odyssey of the Mind regional competition, and it will be held in Goshen, New York. March 4th, 2026, there will be a Wednesday Family Night. It will be held from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. at Middletown High School.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. And one last update, our next Board of Education meeting will take place March 5th at 6:30 p.m. No, I thought I heard something. Oh, sorry.
I just want to I know I didn't have anything to say, but just February 15th is SRO Appreciation Day. So we're not here that day, but just please, you can't recognize SROs. They do a great job for keeping us safe. And then Pastor Williams, you mentioned thinking about just our black history and people that we don't hear about. So I wanted to highlight Kevin Witt and Caroline Woodward on our website and Facebook page. They have been putting, black history facts that we may not know. So they've done a good job of just trying to find people that we don't hear about. So I just wanted to point that out to the community.
Yes.
Sure. Yeah, no problem.
So in my capacity as the Area 9 director, I've spent the last couple of weeks up and down the highways, quite a bit. On last week, we were in D.C. For two conferences that were presented by the National School Board Association, which I also sit on a committee on the National School Board Association, but was some leadership seminars, but also the Advocacy Institute. On that Tuesday, we spent the day on Capitol Hill. And so that you understand, we gathered from all over the nation, from as far as Alaska, even the Virgin Islands, gathered in D.C., putting together our agenda as to how we would advocate. We did not call ourselves lobbyists. We're not lobbyists. We're going in to advocate for education, and so therefore we spent time meeting with different representatives on the Hill. Met specifically with some of our representatives here, Congressman Pat Ryan, as well as Senator, the minority leader, and then as well as other senators and congressmen throughout the day. And so that we understand the big picture, because sometimes I think that we lose sight of the bigger picture because we're so focused on what we have here, and I think that we should stay focused on what we have here. but the big picture is the challenges that are coming out of funding from the federal government. And even though New York State is doing everything they can to try to make sure that we stay solid in our foundation aid, which is even a challenge, and I'll talk about that in a second, but we have challenges. One of the things that we advocated for was continued funding for Title I, continued funding for IDEA. That's funding that affects our most vulnerable students, special education, funding toward mental health services, continued funding in so many different areas. Also, continuing to keep the Federal Department of Education up and running and not moving many of those services and many of those things that they're responsible for over to other agencies so that it will fall through the gap. So this is the challenge. Unfortunately, Washington is another beast right now, and very few people agree in the hallways. They'll tell you a lot of stuff when you're sitting down at the table with them, but very few agree in the hallways. And so we also dealt with immigration and the challenges that are faced right now in immigration. And there's so much more, but I was blessed to be with about 100 or so from New York alone, 100 or so individuals from New York alone that were on that Hill advocating for the bigger picture of education, which at some point will trickle down to us. This past Wednesday, I spent the day, well, today's Thursday, right? Yeah, yesterday. I spent the day in Albany, again, for our lobby day in Albany, advocating, meeting with our state representatives, again, advocating toward keeping our foundation aid stable, advocating for a hold on the EV bus mandates. I can say this, there is legislation that is coming forward that will hopefully put a hold on the EV bus regulations. I think all of us understand that EV buses, while I think we're all worried about the environment, but at the end of the day, it's not feasible. It's a good idea, but the implementation has been bad. And so we thank God we have some of our representatives on both sides of the aisle that are starting to recognize that it's just not feasible. The infrastructure is not there, and the infrastructure is not available. Also, continued funding for, again, mental health services for our students, special education services for our students. The biggest challenge I think that many districts are facing, and I'm sure that we will face that at some point too, is surrounding universal pre-K. The challenge is that we have an influx of 300-400 students into universal pre-K. We're responsible for trying to find space to house that, even though Middletown has many providers within the area. There's still a responsibility that we will have to hold. So we have to look at that, how it affects us financially going forward in respects to transportation, in respects to staffing, in respects to even having the infrastructure. You're talking about bringing little ones now. So you're looking at having classrooms that are not built for our average student. So there's so much that's going on in the big picture. I just wanted to make you a little bit aware. I've got some material that I'll be sharing in emails so that you will be able to see some of the things that were going on in DC and in Albany on these past 2 weeks. It's a big job. It's a lot going on, and I'm grateful and honored to be able to have that opportunity to be able to serve in that capacity. When you don't see me, there's been a couple of times that I've had to go out to handle those responsibilities in my position as the Area 9 Director, because I have to go to other districts as well. And so, I have to slip up and show up in those places as well. But my heart is always here, and my heart is always for Middletown. And so I spoke about the challenges that we face here in Middletown, even going forward. And I'll have more for you later on, because there's a lot of other things that's going on. But I just wanted to give you just a little bit of view on some of the things that's happening in D.C., in the federal government and in the state government. So thank you for your time.
Pastor Williams.
Yes, sir.
Have you heard anything more in regards to DEI or from that end, and
So,
how
yeah.
the changes have been impacted in the communities and?
So yeah, that was one of our major talking points as well in D.C. You know, as it relates to New York State is 100% going forward with DEI. I also have the privilege. I've been appointed this year as the vice president of the DEI committee for NYSBA. Next year, I'll be taking over that committee as the chairman of that committee. But 100%, every director, every board member of NYSBA, as well as the commissioner of education, as well as all of her staff, is 100% behind maintaining support for DEI. That's from New York's level. The federal government, they again, you know, the conversation sometimes at the table is, oh yeah, we support, but the actions when we get away from the table are sometimes totally different. You know, and you know, unfortunately, you would like to say, because we're an apolitical organization, and we try to stay away from the politics, but if we be real honest, the unfortunate part is many of the politics and the divisiveness in politics, the division in politics is really starting to creep in and affect our kids. So that's why I continue to do what I do by going to those places. And you all know that DEI has always been at the heart of what I do. But there's good pushback. So we don't have to worry so much in New York as of now. So
Thank you. All right. I think this might be a record today, but our next board meeting will take place March 5th at 6:30 p.m. Can I have a motion to adjourn? Oh.
I just had one question.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Rose.
I was just wondering. Sorry. Refocusing on students, would it be possible to get the ELA and math scores from the state exams? Yes. I assume they're out of embargo by now? Yes. Okay. Sorry, I had it written down here.
It's all right.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to address that concern. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so,
Motion to adjourn.
yes, motion to adjourn?
Yes.
All right, second?
Second.
All right. Any
All in
discussion?
favor? Aye.
All in favor? Aye, thank you.
Very
Have a good night,
efficient
everyone.
meeting.